Africa.
Hey YouTube. Today is May the 14th, Saturday. Welcome to the backstory. I'm still in Indianapolis. I'm feeling a little better today because I had some organic wine. I normally don't drink anything, but oh my gosh, I was so bored today. I had already told my dad that I wasn't gonna come. I don't like to go on the weekends because I'm hoping that witches, his sisters, are gonna see him. So I didn't go see him today. I just left the hole in the wall. It's called the Fountain. I haven't been there for oh my gosh, I don't know how long, but I had a great time. I didn't go in the back with the gamblers or anything, which I normally don't anyway. But back in the day, I used to sell tips. They call them tips here, the tip book. It's like a little gambling game. And I miss my brother, my neighborhood brother, John Johnson. I was thinking about him while I was in there because normally, John would probably be up there in the back. And I was just thinking about him while I was there. So nobody was showing me any love, my little guy friends, and I was bored, so I went out. I had fun. I'm glad I went out. I had a good time. The music was good. You know how when you go out, you hear that old school music, just makes you feel good. The music you grew up with. At any rate, I don't know how old school it is, but the music you grew up with. So I'm glad I went out. I'm really glad. I met a nice man. We'll see how nice he is. He seemed really nice. A Mason. Y'all know I don't believe in that stuff, but to each his own. I met another nice guy. I'm like dating because it's so boring here. It's like so boring. It's like I don't really have anything else to do, so I tried a Bumble date. I really liked him, but I guess I wasn't his flavor because he didn't call me back after our first date. I don't know, I might have vented too much. And then I went to this restaurant called PF Chang's, and I met a guy there, and I thought we connected on like a mental level and an energy level. However, he's cool, but today, well, he's 41. I told him I turn 40 every year, but I don't know. He's real cool, but today, I mean, he has an addiction to street marijuana, so that like keeps him stagnant. Like he can't make a move because he has to get high first. Which anybody that smokes weed, 'cause I used to smoke weed, before it was the green crack kind of weed, but I was like on the cusp of that, which caused me a lot of issues when they were trying to get the chemicals straight, I guess. But it's like he can't make a move. Like he couldn't meet me for brunch because he had to go get high. He had to go pick the weed up. So then he finally made it. By the time I finished eating, and we were sitting in the car talking, and like he couldn't we've had a great conversation. He's very, I mean, he's a good man. But like he couldn't sit there and talk to me long because like he wanted to get high so bad. He had like half his blunt left, and he wanted to get high. And I was like, "Don't fire that up while I'm in here." And it was just like he just needed to get high. Like, and I told him, not that I'm judging anybody that gets high, you know, but I told him like it makes you stagnant. Like you're not going to be able to travel or do anything because you can't carry it with you because it's not legal in every state here. So like you're going to be like going through detox and when you go somewhere. So you're not going to be able to enjoy yourself, you know, like get out and explore. You're going to be wanting to go get high. I mean, you're going to like immediately be like, I need to go find somebody with the connect. You know, I need to get some weed, some street weed. It's not the same. And I told him, you know, back in the day, like before they changed over, I used to date a guy that would bring it in from California, you know, like 100 pounds or 150 pounds at a time. And, you know, like if a pound is a stack, back then a pound was $1,000. So if you got 100 pounds, you know, that's $100,000. And, you know, street hustlers, you know, they're smart. You know, they not hustling out on the streets because they dumb, you know. But so let's just say 1,000 times 100, you know, you got $100,000. So if you get caught with $100,000 of marijuana,
in 2 miles,
if you get caught with $100,000, which is 100 pounds of marijuana, you might only do a year or two, depending on what your record is, you know. But if you get caught with $100,000 of, let's just say, cocaine or heroin or crack or something like that, however much that would weigh up to, you know, even like, just say you got caught with 4 or 5 kilos, like you're gonna do 20 or more probably. And so they figured out like, but with regular marijuana, the turnover is slower. So they figured out way back when, like, okay, we need to put something on this shit so that the money comes back quicker. You know, they want a quicker turnover. You know, you don't want to sit on 100 pounds of weed for, you know, 12 months. You know what I'm saying? So they started putting chemicals on it. Like it doesn't even smell like natural marijuana anymore. But the street marijuana, it's just not, you know, it's just chemicals. You know, I was telling, and there's so many people like they're addicted to street marijuana. They're addicted to it. Like they cannot go without it. You know, back in the
take
day,
the exit.
regular marijuana, like you can have some and then not.
At the next lights, turn right.
You know, but the green crack, that's what I call it. They can't go without it. You know, it's not natural at all. And then like one time when I went to Jamaica, this guy had met there years ago. He had took me to a field like where they grow the marijuana. And he was telling me, no, he wasn't telling me, but I had read that the United States used to make them like do like some type of crop spray. So I guess that was like the only chemical that was on there, but it didn't necessarily reach all of it. But it doesn't even smell like marijuana. Like it doesn't even smell like it. Like natural marijuana, it's like a chemical smell what everybody smokes. And in Naptown, Indianapolis, where I'm from, like you just smell it everywhere. It's like a chemical smell in the air. There's so many people on it. You know, it's just, even in Dallas, there's a lot of people on it. So, and it's almost, sometimes I wonder, like, is the government, because now some states have legal marijuana, and you could go to the dispensary. So at least it's kind of a controlled substance, you know. But everybody can't get a card, you know, and like it's not legal in every state yet. So it's like it's like a buffer of, okay, let's let all of these minorities or poor people, you know, turn themselves out on the green crack, on the street marijuana, and then we'll give like medical cards, and we'll give permission to people that can afford it, or that live in certain states, you know, we'll give them controlled substance, you know. So the guy and I, we were talking about that early in the car. Like, I'm not trying to offend anybody, because I used to smoke weed and I had issues with it, you know, when they first started spraying the stuff on it, you know. That's why I had to leave it alone. But because it's just not, you know, like I'm dating the people bringing it in to the city. So it's just, they told me, like, you know, first of all, it's just not regular marijuana. It's green crack is what I call it. But I told him, you know, that's a deal breaker for me. He's highly, you know, intelligent. He makes major moves, you know, concerning real estate. You know, I don't know if I met him for a reason or a season, but and we had a deep conversation in the car. But it was like he could not continue to converse without getting high, you know. So he thinks his pineal gland is open because of the chemical high, you know. I've been there and done that. So yeah, he's very handsome, you know.
She came onto the country shores as if she were 100-year storm. Most would heed the warning in time, take shelter, before even catching the enticing smell of the beautiful coming rain. A few godlike men, yet untamed by Mother Nature, would embrace the strong, somehow comforting change of winds, allow themselves to take up the treasures revealed, left behind her impassioned path, knowing her omnipresence is in the same nature of themselves, which called unto the storm.